The day many Western New York residents say they can't forget started like most late spring Saturdays. It was May 14, 2022. People were out and about in East Buffalo on a sunny morning. Along Jefferson Avenue, volunteers were mentoring children in a variety of activities at a community center, and families were picking up groceries at Tops Supermarket for evening get-togethers. Former Buffalo police officer Brad Pitts described the neighborhood.
It's a community of everyone being one.
As shoppers continued checking off their grocery lists, an 18-year-old man drove 200 miles to reach Tops, arriving around 2:30 p.m. He wore body armor and a helmet with a video camera mounted on it. He carried an assault rifle covered with hateful anti-black wording. He killed 10 black people there and injured 3 others.
He had pre-planned this. This is something that he had, come into our town prior to this day and done surveillance to know where people were positioned inside the store so that he could come in and impose the most harm that he thought he could do.
Pitts and 2 other former Buffalo police officers, Earl Perrin Jr. and Vernon Beatty, created an organization to honor the victims, their heroes. They formed the Legacy 514 Scholarship Program, which raises funds for area high school students in need to help pay for their further educations. The organization started by giving $5,000 each to 10 students. They want the next generation to continue honoring the lives lost and people injured in that devastating event.
You determine the future by what you put into today's kids. And that's what the purpose of this scholarship is made for. But we're doing it in the name of the individuals that became heroes.
One of their heroes was Lieutenant Aaron Salter Jr., who was a close friend of Pitts, Perrin, and Beatty. The 3 men said Salter was working as a security guard at Tops on the day of the mass shooting and gave his life to save the lives of others.
Aaron Salters, being a community-driven person as he was coming in from helping an elderly lady take groceries to her vehicle when he observed this killer fire weapon striking an individual.
Pitts added that Salter followed the shooter inside the store and tried to stop him, even though Salter did not have the protective armor the killer wore. Salter ultimately sacrificed himself in that battle. The time the lieutenant spent fighting the killer gave more people in the store the time to seek safety.
He was already outside. He could have just left. He chose to go back in and fight for the lives of others, even though he could have just went and called for 911, which is all he was supposed to do.
Salter's decision to risk his life for others did not surprise his friends. Perrin described Salter as the type of person who
has your back unequivocally. He will do whatever he needs to make sure you get out of there alive.
Salter's friends said he became a police officer because he wanted to give back to his community. In addition to his love for Buffalo, he loved to invent.
He was well above everybody else intellectually.
Pitts grew up with Salter in Buffalo and explained from the time they entered elementary school, Salter had a talent for invention.
Aaron was the one that dismantled a shopping cart, took the engine from a lawnmower, some kind of way, rigged it up, put a chain pulley system to that shopping cart and turned it into a go-kart.
As the 3 former police officers choose recipients for their scholarship funds, they look for students who possess the same qualities as Salter did, community-driven and technologically intrigued. Founders of Legacy 514 want to help Buffalo high school students in need who are seeking further educations. They realize, without help, some students do not have the means to continue their studies beyond high school. According to United Way of Buffalo and Erie County, 41% of Erie County households struggle to meet a basic household budget, meaning they can't afford the necessities for survival. The founders of Legacy 514 are hosting events to raise funds for the scholarship program. On Saturday, May 11th, they will hold a 5K, and in June, a celebrity golf tournament and a gala sponsored by former Buffalo Bills player Bruce Smith. Details about the events are on legacy514.com.
I thank God for everything that he's been doing for this organization, because we know if we have God involved that we're going to be all right. One of the things he advocated most of all was love, and that's what we give, and that's what we get back.
In Buffalo, Catherine Chloe Cahoon.